Hi, my name is Jacob, and this is Home News, and we're going to be talking with John about Sputnik. Hello, and we're with John today. How you doing?
Good.
Good?
Thanks for having me.
So, who was involved in Sputnik?
The Russians and USA. The Russians launched Sputnik up in space.
And for the people out there who don't know what Sputnik is, what is it?
It is a spacecraft that it's like the very first spacecraft ever created and launched into space by Russia.
Right. What happened?
The Russians launched Sputnik up in the air. I mean, not in the air, in space, and it started the great space race. And John F. Kennedy wanted to put a man on the moon by the end of the decade, and he did do that. Neil Armstrong went on the moon.
It's very cool. Where did this event take place?
Well, they launched it from Russia, and then the USA found out. They were very scared. They thought it would beam down some crazy stuff on us and burn us to death, but it didn't. It was just a satellite, and yeah.
Cool. When did this take place?
It took place in 1957. Space race, Cold War. That's pretty much when it started.
Why did these events happen?
Well, the Cold War. Most of this stuff is about Cold War. They were fighting, so they were like, the Russians were like, we gotta try to beat them in something at least. So they launched the very first satellite in space.
How did both sides react to this? The Russians and the USA, is that correct?
Yes. The Russians reacted very well to it. They're like, yes, now we gotta get a man in space. But that guy did not make it as far as they wanted to. And the USA was scared. They didn't know what to do. And then John F. Kennedy was like, put a man on the moon.
What were the long-term effects?
Well, the long-term effects on the event is Russia is gonna try to beat pretty much everybody in the space race. But the other long-term effects was maybe there was probably more attacks, and the USA was like, okay, we gotta move it faster. So they just worked really, really hard on getting a man on the moon.
Very cool. Let's see what else we have on our schedule right here. Was it a negative or positive effect on, let's say, Russia?
Russia, it was a very positive effect. But it was a little bit negative as well, because then they had more competition because the USA was gonna try to work faster, work harder, try to get that man on the moon.
One last question. What kind of impact did the event have on USA and Soviet relationship?
They wanted to it was like a friendly battle, but a little bit more like a frenemy battle. So it broke them apart, and then just kept them apart, but they didn't really attack each other. So it just stopped it, and then they just went for the great space race, and that was pretty much the end of the story.
Thank you, John, for being here.
Thanks for having me.
We'll see you next time on Home News. Checking off.